The way that this could be seen is that the person is making those decisions, although they might think they're not making decisions as well, but it is still a decision, a choice, right? From the perspective of fear, okay? And not from the perspective of flow. So if the person was to actually center themselves, in that place, once again, that place that we talked about in a previous video, where the person can go within and have that sense of their own frequency, their own energy, their own uniqueness. I'm trying to find ways to describe it so that different kinds of people can understand that. When they go deeper than deep, right? And then once again, focus the attention once that's done into the deeper aspects or the more divine aspects of the heart. Then you can begin to answer questions like that without fear of what the answers are. And you can begin to see information that comes your way about separation or not separation. Is it bad that I have a certain view for my life that be more physical, or is it wrong? All of that. You can begin to answer that according to you, what is right for you and what you want to experience in this reality. So with that said, so what we just said is just something to allow that person to become empowered, right? So to allow them to know how to guide themselves, not just by something like this, but in other parts of their lives, so other aspects of their lives.
I believe that what I'm hearing is that regardless of the question, we need to learn to go within, and then we can find our answers.
That's correct.
I understand that idea of fear. So should this person rekindle their ambition and keep working towards their dream?
If that is within the flow of that person, yes. But if it's something that he or she is fighting against, then it's not within their flow. Do you see why it needs to be asked from a perspective of non-fear? But that question is being asked from a fear perspective, not from a I am centered and I know what I'm asking. I am uncentered. I'm in a place of fear and I'm asking this question. So the person is not in the flow of their own life or their own energy. Because in reality, if they were in that flow, they would feel that this is right or this is not right for them at that time. So let us go a little bit deeper though, and then we can tell you how the person can go deeper into their flow, okay? There's fear within certain groups of people that believe that if they tap into money or the flow of money, that for some reason is not a positive thing, or it makes them lower their frequency. And that is actually one of the ways that the more negative parts or the more negative aspects of this world manipulate people. Because it is your given right as a soul that comes here to have access to flow. And so if things flow better by you having an X amount of dollars or money in your bank account or in your house or wherever it is that you keep it, then it is all right for you to tap into that. You are physical after all, right? So imagine if I told you you don't have the right to food. That would be outrageous, right? How are you supposed to survive? It's the same thing with money. So poverty oftentimes is meant to distract people from things that are, it's like the person is focusing mostly on surviving and not necessarily on how to become empowered. Do you see what I mean? It's a distraction in a way. It's kind of like people from what we call the first world, right? Those G7 countries. They can say, okay, so they have enough food, their standard of living is higher, so they don't have to worry too much about how they're going to survive. But different problems come their way. And that's also meant to distract the person. So whether they introduced machines that can entertain you, such as video games, and lock you there, and that's your distraction, and you're distracted through that. Or whether it is other problems that they create in order to distract you in that. There will always be that. So whenever you see that there's no flow in you, whether it is money or food or whatever, there's an issue there. There's something that is trying to take your attention from going within. So pay attention to those thoughts, pay attention to your fears, pay attention to the information that's coming your way. How does it make you feel? Is it empowering or disempowering? Is it with a flow that you take when you receive it? Does it allow you to have flow? Does it make you question yourself and then moves you into flow when you make decisions that are proper decisions? Or does it separate you from yourself further and farther?